Astrology of Aromatherapy, written, directed, and produced by Reverend Dr. Mullen. The Astrology of Aromatherapy, it is a star guide to untapping healing essences using oils, plants, and flowers. There is a branch of astrology related to aromatherapy, according to Dr. Mullen. She discusses planets and sun signs associated with aromatherapy and wellness. For example, the sun is associated with frankincense, orange blossoms, and lemon. All fragrances are associated with some aspect of wellness. Now, Reverend Dr. Mullen examines aromatherapy as it is correlated with astrological signs.
I'm astrologer and parapsychologist Reverend Dr. Mullen, coming to you from downtown Orlando, Florida, with a really bright, upbeat, and happy subject today. It's the astrology of perfume. Aromatherapy is the technical name, and it's a star guide to untapping the healing essences in fragrant oils, plants, and flowers. A week before my sister Kelly's wedding long ago, I was standing with her in a florist shop surrounded by plants and blossoms, and the subtle fragrances permeated the air with rose, lavender, lily, and spice, combined with the dampness and earthy quality of the adjacent greenhouse. The atmosphere was almost overwhelming, just absolutely incredible. My sister Kelly was poring over a catalog of bouquets, corsages, and arrangements, and I went wandering off into the greenhouse because I was really pulled by the life and strength emitted from the flowers and leaves there. They really impressed me. Thinking about the traditions of using flowers to mark occasions, such as holiday dinners, get well wishes, memorials, and graduations, the list is endless in the way that flowers, plants, and fragrances affect our lives. The history of this usage is much deeper than my peripheral experience was. The aesthetics of color has a whole entire branch of astrology and metaphysical studies related to it. Flowers and plants relate to each planet, the sun and the moon, and throughout the zodiac in a specific way that we can use to create healing and other positive effects. Let's go through the different planets and sun signs with specific, easy-to-find aromatherapies that you'll be able to incorporate into your own life. The sun represents the life force. This is the familiar birth sign that everybody has, and a fragrance that goes with the sun sign is frankincense. Here's some frankincense incense. And this is a calming influence that draws confidences from others. It brings in the ability to eliminate impurities from the mind and body. Orange is another fragrance that goes with the sun. Orange blossoms are a love fragrance. The orange relates to the cardiovascular health, love, friendship, and the heart. Another fragrance aromatherapy that goes with the sun's influence is lemon. Lemon will help fight infections. It's supposed to stimulate the growth of white blood cells, and it helps with diet and digestion. By the way, I'm obviously not a nurse or medical doctor, so all of the information with aromatherapy is given with the idea that it's a suggestion, personal resources. It's not meant to substitute for any type of medical care at all, but it might enhance it. Many allopathic doctors and hospitals are starting to use aromatherapy, or if, like some people, you're unable or unwilling to consult with a medical professional, it's something that may work, or just for pleasure and joy, if you don't want to think of the healing element behind it. The moon represents anything that's hereditary. It goes with the birth sign of Cancer. And anything that involves emotional upheaval relates to the moon. Think of the way things go wild and crazy on the night of the full moon. Wintergreen, which is a member of the mint family, has a calming and warming effect. It's good for anything to do with a sour stomach or digestive upsets. Sandalwood is ruled by the moon. Sandalwood will dispel anxiety and heighten psychic or spiritual awareness. Mercury rules the signs of Gemini and Virgo, so these aromatherapies can be good if those are your birth signs, or if you want to heighten the qualities of Mercury in your life. Mercury is the mind, versatility, communication skills. Lavender, one of the most beloved of aromatherapies, is ruled by Mercury. Lavender will relieve exhaustion and stops aches of headaches and muscle aches. It'll draw friends and overall promote an atmosphere that's calm and cheerful. It's a wonderful antidepressant, and it's a wonderful herb to put near or on your pillow in the form of an oil, or the fresh herbs or the dried herbs. Different ways to use aromatherapy are all over. We have candles that you can use, small bottles of essential oil. I have a fragrance soap here, and this is a lavender and mint combination, which is really wonderful. So that's just a very, very small assortment, because there's so many different herbal combinations to work with, and they're wonderful. Rosemary combined with lotus is good as an overall tonic. Many aromatherapists feel that lotus is the most high vibration, most ideal of the different fragrances. Other people will put lavender there. And memory, general intelligence, and, oh, this is the real goal, perpetual youth has been related to rosemary. Stimulates hair growth and heart health. Jasmine is a fragrance of devotion to higher causes. All of those, jasmine and rosemary and lavender and lotus, go with the planet Mercury. Venus, love, joy, pleasure, art, the zodiac signs of Libra and Taurus. Rose goes with Venus. Rose will cleanse the astral body and open it up to love and beauty. Strawberry, one of these candles is a strawberry candle, and goodwill, cooperation, stimulating the appetite will all go with strawberry. Well, that was my cat Templeton. He wants us to mention catnip. He's addicted to it. It's his favorite. I don't recommend it to everybody, but it's very good as an herbal tea to sleep with. I don't think the fragrance is very good, but Templeton would disagree with that. Maybe he might join us here. I don't know. Thyme. The herb thyme alleviates fatigue, and it's supposed to help rheumatism. Now you have the fragrance to use, but also the herbal cures itself. Eucalyptus is excellent, and it is good for the respiratory system, fevers. It will treat kidney problems, viral infections, breathing disorders. So we have eucalyptus, thyme, strawberry, and rose, all ruled by Venus, Taurus, and Libra. Some years ago, it became a fad to talk to our plants, and establishing a relationship with an herb or a plant is something that can enhance your aromatherapy experiences. The ancient Greeks and Chinese and Persian people all used fragrant plants and valued and treasured them and combined them with the science of aromatherapy and aromatics. Egypt particularly has a long tradition of using fragrances in different formulas for specific effects. The planet Mars rules the sign of Aries and co-rules Scorpio, ancient ruler. Mars rules the mint family, often called the aspirin of the herb world. If you don't know what else to take for a fragrance, using a candle or soap or an essential oil of mint will help to relieve problems. The Mars herb of mint will relieve anger and will also help with asthma, breathing problems, stomach upsets, general aches and pains. Geranium is another Mars, Aries, Scorpio ruled aromatherapy. Geranium fragrance will help the circulation, will soothe burns and skin problems. It's been used to treat ulcers and shingles. Pine, one of the fragrance candles I have here, is wonderful. It is co-ruled actually by Saturn and Mars. It represents confidence, leadership, ability, and strength. If you want a really good aromatherapy experience with pine, go to a place that's selling live Christmas trees, especially if they're by the side of the road in a tent, because they've had to travel, and the pine sap will be very active and out. Well, here in Florida, it's in the hot sun. But if you can get to a place where there are Christmas trees for sale or a pine forest, that, if you don't want to take a walk through a greenhouse, is really a good way to feel how strong this type of therapy really is. So pine is for leadership ability, confidence, strength, and longevity. Basil is an extremely powerful aromatherapy. It's good to relieve insomnia. It's been used as an insecticide and also enhances patience. Honeysuckle, to help with finances and to bring about career motivation. I guess that ties in with finances. So Mars would be associated with honeysuckle, basil, pine, geranium, and mint. Jupiter, often called the cosmic healer, is the ruler of Sagittarius and Pisces as birth signs, co-rules Pisces. And fragrances that go with Jupiter would be patchouli, which relieves depression and uplifts your lifestyle. Clove, which has been used to treat toothache, clove oil. Also will treat muscle spasms and as inhalant for colds and flus. Carnation, which stimulates a religious spirit and your enthusiasm for life. And a co-rulership with Lotus, again among those who follow the Hindu teachings or the Theosophical Society also suggests Lotus as an oil. It's believed again by many to be the most beneficial oil, and it has a co-rulership with Jupiter, the Jovian signs. So to invoke general healing, growth, Lotus, carnation, clove, and patchouli, also for Sagittarius and Pisces people. Saturn, which co-rules Capricorn and Aquarius, will have sage as a primary fragrance. Sage make green the winter rain, charm the demon from my brain. That's an old invocation for using sage to invoke wisdom as opposed to being crazy and stupid. A productive time of life, cleansing away negativity. A sage smudge is a very popular form of aromatherapy in New Age circles. That's lighting a wand of sage leaves wound tightly together, available at metaphysical stores and also at powwows. Sage is very in tune with the Native American teachings and spirituality. Cypress, which excites the imagination. Camphor, overall health, breathing. And verbena, which prevents waste, overindulgence, and ages wealth. Aids wealth, not ages wealth, aids wealth, and olive for inner peace, harmony, and dignity. Saturn, which co-rules Aquarius and rules Capricorn, has the oils of olive, verbena, camphor, cypress, and especially sage connected with it. Oils, but also the fresh herb, the dried herb. A very good way to use essential oils is to put a few drops into a bland carrier oil, like peanut oil or safflower oil, because the actual oils can be very strong and can even create some burns or irritation if you have especially sensitive skin. Another good thing to do is to get distilled water, a spray bottle, put a couple of drops of rubbing alcohol or vodka, something to preserve it as an anti-fungicide, and make sort of a little spray perfume of your own favorite essential oils. There's some variety in some of the meanings of the aromas. I think that it's a personal thing, kind of like what tastes better, apples or oranges. So experiment to see which of the fragrances kind of affect what you would like to accomplish, or which tie in with your own birth sign. A good technique is to just put a drop of oil on the index finger and to gently rub the third eye of the forehead, or to put a little bit behind the sensitive points behind the ears. This ties in with the chakra systems and can help to bring about a very good experience with aromatherapy. Reviewing a bit some of the meanings of the planets. Saturn is good, the Saturn oils that I mentioned for overall health, as in the Jupiter oils. The Saturn oils will also alleviate a feeling of lack, depression, not being enough or having enough. The Jupiter oils will enhance a desire to have a wider, broader sphere of activity. The Mars oils for constructive activity, but to avoid and control anger. This is Dickie Jo in downtown Orlando, Florida, wishing you a bright and happy adventure in the world of aromatherapy and the stars.
Reverend Dr. Dickie Jo Mullen, astrologer, psychic, and parapsychologist. Dr. Mullen provides the following services: astrology, psychic, rune, and tarot card readings, face-to-face and Zoom readings and seances, and webinars and face-to-face presentations. Thank you for watching. Reverend Dr. Dickie Jo Mullen can be contacted at her skymaiden@juno.com email address. She also has a Facebook page, which she invites you to view, and her WordPress site, where she has additional resources.